Question 1. Which child would require a child passenger restraint system? A 7-year-old who is 4 feet 8 inches tall. B. A 10-year-old who is 5 feet 3 inches tall. C. A 9-year-old who is 4 feet 10 inches tall. The correct answer: A 7-year-old who is 4 feet 8 inches tall. Explanation.
Children's safety in vehicles is based on their age, height, and the appropriate safety equipment required for their protection. The key points are as follows. Age and height criteria: children who are 8 years old or older, or have reached a height of at least 4 feet 9 inches, fall into a specific category for using safety restraints in vehicles. Safety belt for older/larger children: if a child meets either the age requirement, 8 years old or older, or the height requirement, at least 4 feet 9 inches, they are considered old enough or large enough to use a regular safety belt. However, it is crucial that the safety belt is properly secured and complies with federal safety standards. Child passenger restraint system for younger/smaller children: for children who do not meet the age or height criteria mentioned above, they must be seated in a child passenger restraint system. This is an additional safety measure tailored for younger or smaller children to ensure they are adequately protected during travel. In summary, children who are at least 8 years old or taller than 4 feet 9 inches can use regular safety belts if properly secured, while those who are younger or smaller should use a child passenger restraint system to ensure their safety while traveling in vehicles.
Question 2. This sign means: A. Do not enter. B. Yield a right-of-way. C. Reserved parking for persons with disabilities. The correct answer: A. Do not enter. Explanation. The Do Not Enter sign is a traffic sign placed on roads, specifically on one-way streets and other roadways, where drivers are strictly prohibited from entering. When you come across this sign, it means you are not allowed to proceed in the direction indicated by the sign. The sign typically consists of a red circle with a white horizontal bar, forming the letters D and E for Do Not Enter. One common situation where you might encounter this sign is when you attempt to enter an expressway ramp, an entrance or exit point to a highway, in the wrong direction. For example, if the ramp is meant for vehicles heading northbound, but you accidentally try to enter it while driving southbound, you will see the Do Not Enter sign as a warning. When you encounter this sign in such a scenario, it is essential to obey it immediately. You must not proceed further in the forbidden direction. Instead, you should find a safe way to turn around or find the appropriate entrance to the expressway in the correct direction. Following the sign's instructions is crucial for your safety and the safety of others on the road, as it helps prevent head-on collisions and dangerous situations. In summary, the Do Not Enter sign indicates that you are not allowed to enter the road or ramp in the direction indicated by the sign. If you see this sign while attempting to enter an expressway ramp in the wrong direction, you must stop and find the correct route to ensure safe and orderly traffic flow. Question 3. Never make a U-turn. A. In residential districts. B. At or on a railroad crossing. C. Where there isn't a no U-turn sign posted. The correct answer: B. At or on a railroad crossing. Explanation. The situations where you should never make a U-turn while driving. No U-turn sign. If you see a no U-turn sign posted on the road, it means U-turns are not allowed at that location. You must obey the sign and refrain from making a U-turn there. Railroad crossing. Never make a U-turn at or on a railroad crossing. U-turns at these locations can be extremely dangerous and are usually illegal to ensure the safety of both motorists and trains. Divided highway. Do not attempt to make a U-turn by crossing a dividing section, curb, strip of land, or two sets of double yellow lines on a divided highway. These markings and barriers are in place to prevent U-turns and maintain the flow of traffic safely. Limited visibility. Avoid making U-turns when you cannot see clearly for at least 200 feet in each direction. Limited visibility increases the risk of accidents, especially if other drivers cannot anticipate your maneuver. One-way street. Never make a U-turn on a one-way street, as U-turns are typically not permitted to maintain the orderly flow of traffic. In front of a fire station. Making a U-turn in front of a fire station is prohibited. It can obstruct emergency vehicles from quickly exiting the station when responding to calls, potentially delaying their response times. Using fire station driveways. Never use a fire station driveway to turn around. Fire station driveways must be kept clear at all times to enable rapid responses by emergency vehicles. Business districts.
In business districts, refrain from making U-turns. These areas tend to have higher pedestrian and vehicular traffic, and making U-turns could increase the risk of accidents and congestion. In summary, U-turns should be avoided in specified situations to ensure the safety of all road users and to comply with traffic regulations in different environments. Always pay attention to traffic signs and road markings to determine whether U-turns are permitted or prohibited in a given area. Question 4. You must notify the DMV within 5 days if you A. Sell or transfer your vehicle. B. Fail a smog test. C. Get a new prescription for lenses or contacts. The correct answer: A. Sell or transfer your vehicle. Explanation: if you sell or transfer ownership of a vehicle, it is your responsibility to inform the Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, about the sale or transfer within a specific time frame. In this case, you must report the sale or transfer to the DMV within 5 days. This means that once the transaction is complete and the vehicle is no longer in your possession, you have 5 days from that date to notify the DMV. Reporting the sale or transfer to the DMV is essential to update their records and to ensure that you are no longer held liable for the vehicle's registration, taxes, and any potential violations associated with the vehicle after the transfer. The exact process and method for reporting the sale or transfer may vary depending on your jurisdiction. Typically, you will need to complete a specific form or provide relevant information to the DMV, such as the new owner's details and the vehicle's identification information. It is essential to follow your local DMV's guidelines and procedures for reporting the sale or transfer correctly and in a timely manner. Failure to report the sale or transfer within the required timeframe could result in penalties or complications related to the vehicle's ownership and registration. Question 5. This sign means: A. Do not enter. B. Stop ahead. C. Road work or maintenance is present. The correct answer: C. Road work or maintenance is present. Explanation: the orange, diamond-shaped signs are specifically used to mark construction, maintenance, survey, and utility work areas on roads and highways. Their purpose is to inform drivers and pedestrians about the presence of these work zones so they can proceed with caution and safety. The work zones marked by these signs can be hazardous due to various reasons, such as uneven road surfaces, construction equipment, workers present, temporary traffic patterns, and reduced speed limits. It is essential for drivers to pay close attention to any instructions, temporary lane closures, or detours indicated by the signs to navigate through the work zone safely. Fines for traffic convictions, such as speeding or other infractions, may double in these construction and work zones. This is done to encourage drivers to be more vigilant and to maintain safe speeds and behavior while passing through these potentially dangerous areas. In summary, orange, diamond-shaped signs are used to mark work zones on roads and highways to inform drivers and pedestrians about ongoing construction, maintenance, survey, or utility work. Drivers must exercise caution and follow any posted instructions in these zones to ensure safety. Furthermore, traffic violations within these marked areas can result in doubled fines to encourage compliance with safety measures. Question 6. When you tailgate other drivers, drive closely to their rear bumper. A. Your actions cannot result in a traffic citation. B. You can frustrate the other drivers and make them angry. C. Your actions cannot result in a traffic citation. The correct answer: B. You can frustrate the other drivers and make them angry. Explanation: most rear-end collisions occur as a result of tailgating, which means driving too closely to the vehicle in front of you. To help prevent tailgating and maintain a safe following distance, a guideline called the 3-second rule is recommended. Here's how the 3-second rule works. Choose a reference point. As you drive, pick a fixed point on the road, such as a sign, a tree, or any stationary object. Start counting. When the vehicle ahead of you passes that reference point, begin counting in your head: 1001, 1002, 1003. Check your distance. If your vehicle reaches the same reference point before you finish counting to 3, it means you are following too closely. The 3-second rule helps you determine a safe following distance based on your speed. By ensuring that you stay at least 3 seconds behind the vehicle in front of you, you give yourself enough time to react to any sudden stops or changes in traffic conditions. This can significantly reduce the likelihood of a rear-end collision, especially during unexpected braking situations. Remember, The 3-second interval is a minimum guideline, and you may want to increase the following distance in adverse weather conditions, heavy traffic, or when driving at higher speeds. Always adjust your following distance to match the driving conditions and maintain a safe space between your vehicle and the one ahead. By doing so, you contribute to road safety and help prevent accidents caused by tailgating. Question 7. You should allow an extra cushion of space. A. When following a station wagon. B. When following a driver who cannot see the rear of their vehicle. C. When following a small passenger car. The correct answer, B. When following a driver who cannot see the rear of their vehicle. Explanation. When driving behind trucks, buses, vans, or vehicles towing campers or trailers, it is essential to be aware that the drivers of these larger vehicles may have limited visibility of vehicles directly behind them. Due to their size and height, these vehicles have larger blind spots, making it challenging for them to see smaller cars that are tailgating. To ensure your safety and the safety of others on the road, it is crucial to increase your following distance when driving behind such vehicles. By increasing the distance between your vehicle and the larger one ahead, you provide more time and space for both you and the driver of the larger vehicle to react to any sudden changes in traffic or road conditions.
Furthermore, it's essential to understand that large vehicles can obstruct your view of the road ahead, especially if you are driving closely behind them. To overcome this limitation, it is advisable to increase your following distance to the point where you can look around the sides of the larger vehicle and see the road ahead clearly. This allows you to have a better view of potential hazards, traffic signs, and any obstacles on the road, enabling you to make informed driving decisions.
In summary, when driving behind trucks, buses, vans, or vehicles pulling campers or trailers, increase your following distance to give the driver of the larger vehicle more visibility and reaction time.
Increase your following distance to improve your own view of the road ahead, looking around the sides of the larger vehicle to identify potential hazards.
Question 8. This sign means: A. Railroad ahead. B. No passing zone. C. School zone. The correct answer: A. Railroad ahead. Explanation. A round yellow sign serves as a warning to drivers and pedestrians that a railroad crossing is up ahead on the road they are traveling on.
The round shape and yellow color of the sign are standardized to grab attention and convey caution. When you encounter this sign while driving, it is essential to be prepared to stop, look, and listen for any approaching trains. Trains can be extremely fast and heavy, and they require a significant distance to come to a complete stop. When approaching a railroad crossing marked by this yellow sign, remember to reduce speed, slow down, and be prepared to stop if necessary. Approach the crossing with caution, especially if you notice flashing lights, gates, or signals indicating an approaching train. Look and listen, make sure to look both ways along the tracks for any oncoming trains. Also, listen for any train horns or bells. Stop when necessary. If a train is approaching or the crossing gates are down, come to a complete stop before the railroad tracks and wait for the train to pass safely.
Clear the tracks. Ensure that your vehicle is entirely off the tracks before proceeding, and be careful not to get trapped on the tracks due to traffic congestion. Do not race the train. Never attempt to cross the tracks if you see a train approaching, as trains can be deceptively fast and may not be able to stop in time to avoid a collision. Remember, obeying the warnings provided by the round yellow railroad crossing sign is crucial for your safety and the safety of others on the road. Question 9. Should you always drive more slowly than other traffic? A. No, you can block traffic when you drive too slowly. B. Yes, it is a good defensive driving technique. C. Yes, it is always safer than driving faster than other traffic. The correct answer: A. No, you can block traffic when you drive too slowly. Explanation.
When faced with heavy traffic or bad weather conditions, it is essential to adjust your driving behavior and drive more slowly and cautiously for safety reasons. Slower driving allows you to have better control of your vehicle and react appropriately to unexpected situations, reducing the risk of accidents. However, it's important to note that driving too slowly, to the extent that you obstruct the normal and reasonable flow of traffic, can be just as dangerous as driving too fast. In such situations, you may be cited or penalized by law enforcement. The key here is to find the right balance in your driving speed. If traffic is moving slowly due to congestion or poor weather, It is generally acceptable to drive at a slower pace to match the flow of other vehicles. In this case, driving at a safe speed that is appropriate for the conditions is not likely to result in a citation.
On the other hand, if you choose to drive significantly below the prevailing traffic speed, causing congestion or forcing other drivers to take evasive actions to avoid you, you can be cited for obstructing the normal flow of traffic. The principle is to be considerate of other drivers while also prioritizing safety. If conditions warrant slower driving, such as heavy traffic or inclement weather, it's essential to adjust your speed accordingly. However, if you find that your driving speed is excessively slow and causing issues for others on the road, you should either match the speed of the surrounding traffic or, when possible, pull over to allow faster vehicles to pass safely. In summary, drive more slowly than usual in heavy traffic or bad weather for safety reasons. But if your slow driving impedes the normal and reasonable movement of traffic, you may be cited for obstructing traffic flow. Be mindful of both your safety and the needs of other road users when adjusting your driving speed. Question 10. This sign means: A. No right turn. B. Right turn on red light permitted with caution. C. All traffic must turn right at next intersection. The correct answer: A. No right turn. Explanation: the no right turn sign indicates that it is not allowed to make a right turn at the location where the sign is posted. The sign's purpose is to inform drivers that they must not turn right at that particular intersection or road. The sign usually features a red circle with a white horizontal bar, which is commonly used to signify prohibition. Inside the red circle, there is an image of an arrow pointing right, with a diagonal line crossing it. This visual representation clearly communicates that right turns are not permitted. When you encounter a no right turn sign, it is essential to obey it and refrain from making a right turn at that specific location. Violating this sign can lead to traffic violations and may put you and others at risk, as it might interfere with the flow of traffic or cause potential conflicts with pedestrians or other vehicles. In summary, the no right turn sign is a prohibition sign that indicates the disallowed action of making a right turn at the marked location. Always pay attention to traffic signs and follow their instructions to ensure safe and orderly driving. Question 11. Which of these vehicles must always stop before crossing railroad tracks? A. Tank trucks marked with hazardous materials placards. B. Motorhomes or pickup trucks towing a boat trailer. C. Any vehicle with 3 or more axles and weighing more than 4,000 pounds. The correct answer: A. Tank trucks marked with hazardous materials placards. Explanation: the statement means that trucks carrying hazardous materials or loads considered dangerous must come to a complete stop before crossing railroad tracks. This safety measure is essential to minimize the risk of accidents or incidents involving hazardous materials and trains. When a truck is transporting hazardous goods, it carries the potential for severe consequences if there were to be a collision or derailment involving a train. Therefore, stopping before crossing railroad tracks allows the truck driver to assess the situation, ensure there are no approaching trains, and safely cross the tracks when it is clear to do so. Stopping at railroad crossings is a general practice for all vehicles, but it becomes even more critical for trucks carrying hazardous loads due to the potential for more significant damage or environmental hazards in the event of an accident. Additionally, specific regulations and guidelines might be in place that require hazardous material carriers to take additional precautions when crossing railroad tracks, such as notifying the appropriate authorities or coordinating with train operators. In summary, trucks transporting hazardous loads must stop before crossing railroad tracks to ensure the safety of both the truck driver and the surrounding environment, and to reduce the risks associated with transporting dangerous materials near railways. Question 12. If your cell phone rings while you are driving and you do not have a hands-free device, you should: A. Answer the call because it may be an emergency. B. Let the call go to voicemail. C. Check the incoming number before answering the call. The correct answer: B. Let the call go to voicemail. Explanation: important guidelines regarding cell phone use while driving. Drivers should not use a cell phone without a hands-free device. When driving, it is unsafe to use a cell phone in a way that requires you to hold it, as it can distract you from the road and increase the risk of accidents. Therefore, it is recommended to use hands-free devices to make or receive calls while driving. This way, you can keep both hands on the steering wheel and maintain better focus on the road. Minors cannot use any cell phone while driving, except in an emergency. For drivers who are minors, usually those under 18 years old, the use of cell phones while driving is generally illegal, except in cases of emergencies where immediate communication is necessary to seek help or report an urgent situation. Let calls go to voicemail while driving. Even if you have a hands-free device, it is still recommended to avoid answering calls while driving. Allowing calls to go to voicemail ensures that you are not distracted by phone conversations while operating a vehicle. The key message is that using a cell phone while driving can be dangerous and distracting. Question 13. To see vehicles in your blind spots, you should check A. The inside rearview mirror. B. The outside rearview mirror. C. Over your shoulders. The correct answer: C. Over your shoulders. Explanation. Blind spots are specific areas around your vehicle that cannot be seen using the mirrors alone. These areas are not visible in your rearview mirror or side mirrors. To check for vehicles or objects in your blind spots, you need to physically look over your shoulders by turning your head.
When you're driving, the rearview mirror provides a view of what's directly behind you, and the side mirrors show the traffic on either side of your car. However, there are certain zones alongside and slightly behind your vehicle that are not visible in any of these mirrors. These are the blind spots. To effectively check your blind spots, follow these steps.
Signal your intentions. Before changing lanes or making a turn, use your vehicle's turn signal to indicate your intention to other drivers. Glance over your shoulder. Turn your head and look over your shoulder in the direction you intend to move. Check blind spots on both sides. Make sure to check both the left and right blind spots, depending on your intended direction of movement. Observe carefully. Take a quick but thorough glance over your shoulder to identify any vehicles or objects that may be in your blind spots. By looking over your shoulders, you enhance your visibility and awareness of your surroundings, reducing the risk of potential collisions with vehicles or obstacles that may be hidden in your blind spots. Question 14. While driving, you should look 10 to 15 seconds ahead of you. A. And focus on the middle of the road. B. Because it is a legal requirement. C. To see potential hazards early. The correct answer: C. To see potential hazards early. Explanation.
To drive safely and avoid making sudden, last-minute maneuvers, it is essential to scan the road ahead of your vehicle. Instead of fixating on the road directly in front of you, look further down the road, approximately 10 to 15 seconds ahead, to identify potential hazards early. Here's what it means in detail. Scan the road ahead. While driving, keep your eyes moving and look ahead, focusing on the road well in front of your vehicle. This allows you to gather information about the traffic conditions and potential obstacles ahead. 10 to 15 seconds ahead, the recommended scanning distance is about 10 to 15 seconds worth of driving time. This means you should observe the road up to the point where you would be in approximately 10 to 15 seconds if you maintained your current speed. See hazards early. By looking further ahead, you give yourself more time to react to hazards or changes in traffic conditions. This early awareness enables you to make gradual adjustments to your driving and avoid sudden, abrupt movements. Avoid staring at the road directly in front. Fixating on the road just in front of your vehicle, known as tailgating, can be dangerous. It restricts your ability to see what's happening further ahead, increasing the chances of missing potential dangers and reacting late to sudden changes. By maintaining a proactive scanning approach and looking ahead, you become a more aware and prepared driver. You have the time to anticipate potential hazards, adjust your speed, and plan your driving actions accordingly, contributing to a smoother and safer driving experience for yourself and others on the road.
Question 15. Water on the road can cause a vehicle to hydroplane. Your car may hydroplane at speeds as low as A. 45 miles per hour. B. 35 miles per hour. C. 40 miles per hour. The correct answer: B. 35 miles per hour. Explanation. Hydroplaning is a phenomenon that happens when there is standing water on a roadway, which can cause a loss of traction between the tires and the road surface. At lower speeds, typically up to 35 miles per hour, most tires are designed to channel water away from the tire's contact patch, allowing them to maintain good contact with the road. However, as your speed increases beyond 35 miles per hour, the tires become less effective in channeling the water away. When the water on the road cannot be dispersed quickly enough, it creates a thin film between the tires and the road surface. This thin film of water causes the tires to lose contact with the road, and your vehicle may start to glide or float over the water's surface, much like a set of water skis gliding on the water's surface. When hydroplaning occurs, it significantly reduces your vehicle's ability to steer, brake, or accelerate properly. Your vehicle may feel unresponsive to your commands, and you could lose control, leading to a dangerous situation. Hydroplaning can be particularly hazardous if you encounter curves, turns, or other obstacles on the road.
To avoid hydroplaning. Reduce speed, especially during or after rain. Slow down to reduce the risk of hydroplaning. Maintain tires. Ensure that your tires are in good condition, with proper tread depth and inflation, as this can affect their ability to disperse water. Avoid standing water. If possible, avoid driving through areas with significant standing water on the road.
Drive carefully, drive cautiously in wet conditions, and avoid sudden movements or harsh braking. Remember, hydroplaning is a real hazard that can occur during rainy conditions or on wet roads, so it's important to be aware and take appropriate precautions to maintain control of your vehicle and ensure your safety. Question 16. Give the right of way to any pedestrian who is A. In a marked crosswalk. B. In any crosswalk or intersection. C. Crossing any street. The correct answer: C. Crossing any street. Explanation. When it comes to pedestrians crossing streets, drivers must yield the right of way to pedestrians in crosswalks, whether a crosswalk is marked, with painted lines, or unmarked, no painted lines. Drivers are legally required to give priority and stop for pedestrians who are crossing the street within these designated areas. This is done to ensure the safety of pedestrians and to avoid accidents between vehicles and people on foot. Drivers should yield to people crossing any street. Beyond just designated crosswalks, drivers are encouraged to be cautious and considerate of pedestrians crossing any street, even if there is no designated crosswalk. This means that drivers should be attentive to their surroundings and prepared to stop or yield to people crossing the road at any point, especially in areas where pedestrian traffic is likely. The overall message is to prioritize pedestrian safety and show respect for those crossing the street, whether they are using marked crosswalks or not. Being vigilant and yielding to pedestrians is essential in preventing accidents and promoting a safe environment for everyone on the road. Question 17. California's basic speed law says you must A. Keep your speed close to that of other traffic. B. Never drive faster than is safe for current conditions. C. Always drive at the posted speed limit. The correct answer: B. Never drive faster than is safe for current conditions. Explanation. The basic speed law is a fundamental principle in driving that dictates you should never drive at a speed higher than what is safe for the current road and weather conditions, regardless of the posted speed limit. The law emphasizes that drivers must always adjust their speed according to factors like weather, visibility, road condition, traffic, and any other hazards present.
If the speed limit is 55 miles per hour posted on the road. However, if the visibility is severely reduced due to dense fog, it may not be safe to drive at the posted speed limit. In such cases, driving at 45 miles per hour, which is below the posted limit, could still be considered too fast for conditions and lead to a citation. This is because the reduced visibility makes it dangerous to drive at higher speeds, even if the posted limit allows for it.
Question 18. If you must park your vehicle in an area not usually used for parking. A. Park with your reverse lights on. B. Park 5 feet from the curb. C. Make sure your vehicle is visible to drivers approaching from any direction. The correct answer: C. Make sure your vehicle is visible to drivers approaching from any direction. Explanation.
It is important to park your vehicle in a way that ensures its visibility to other drivers, especially when you park in an area that is not typically used for parking. The goal is to prevent your parked vehicle from becoming a hazard to others on the road. When parking in an unconventional area or a place where parking is not common, there are several reasons why visibility is crucial.
Avoiding accidents. If your parked vehicle is not easily visible to other drivers, it increases the risk of accidents. Other drivers might not see your parked car in time and could collide with it, causing damage or injury. Preventing traffic disruptions. A parked vehicle that is not visible to approaching drivers can create sudden obstructions on the road, leading to traffic jams or dangerous situations where drivers have to make abrupt maneuvers to avoid a collision. Ensuring compliance with traffic laws. Parking your vehicle where it obstructs the view of other drivers or interferes with the flow of traffic could lead to traffic violations and potential fines. To follow this advice effectively, consider the following when parking your vehicle. Choose a visible location. Whenever possible, park your vehicle in designated parking areas or places where parking is allowed and expected. Use hazard lights when necessary. If you need to park temporarily in an area where visibility might be an issue, turn on your hazard lights to make your vehicle more noticeable to other drivers. Be cautious of surroundings. Pay attention to your surroundings before parking and ensure that your vehicle won't obstruct the view of other drivers or create a hazard. Remember, as a responsible driver, it is your duty to ensure that your parked vehicle does not pose a danger to others on the road. Question 19. Unless otherwise posted, the speed limit at a residential area is A. 20 miles per hour. B. 25 miles per hour. C. 30 miles per hour. The correct answer: B. 25 miles per hour. Explanation. In business and residential districts, where there are typically more buildings, houses, pedestrians, and potential hazards, a lower speed limit is enforced to prioritize safety. The default speed limit of 25 miles per hour is designed to reduce the risk of accidents and provide a safer environment for everyone in these areas. It's important to note that some specific sections within business or residential districts might have different speed limits if they are explicitly posted with signs. For example, there might be areas where the speed limit is reduced to 20 miles per hour near schools or playgrounds for added safety. In summary, when driving in business and residential districts, it is generally safe to assume that the speed limit is 25 miles per hour unless you see signs indicating a different speed limit. Always be aware of your surroundings, obey traffic signs, and drive at a safe speed that allows you to respond to any potential hazards appropriately. Question 20.
This road sign means
A. Intersection ahead. B. Merging traffic. C. Steep hill ahead. The correct answer: C. Steep hill ahead. Explanation. The steep hill ahead sign is a warning sign placed on the road to alert drivers about an upcoming steep downhill slope. The purpose of this sign is to give drivers advance notice of the road condition so they can take appropriate measures to ensure safety and avoid potential accidents. When approaching a steep downhill slope with this warning sign, drivers should do the following. Reduce speed. It's important for drivers to slow down before starting the descent. The force of gravity can cause vehicles to gain speed quickly on a steep downhill, and maintaining a high speed can lead to loss of control. Use low gears. Engaging lower gears, such as L or 2, on automatic transmissions or using lower gears on manual transmissions can help control the speed of the vehicle on the descent and reduce the strain on the brakes. Avoid overusing brakes. Constant braking on a steep downhill can lead to brake overheating and potential brake failure. Instead, drivers should apply brakes intermittently and gently to control speed when necessary. Stay alert. Drivers should remain vigilant, keeping an eye on the road ahead for any obstacles or changes in the road condition. Being prepared to react to unexpected situations is crucial when driving on steep hills. Maintain a safe following distance. It's essential to leave enough space between your vehicle and the one ahead, especially when going downhill. This gives you more time to react to sudden stops or changes in the road. By following these guidelines, drivers can navigate the steep downhill slope safely and avoid collisions or damage to their vehicle's brakes. Question 21. When a school bus is stopped on the road ahead to load or unload children, you must A. Come to a complete stop until all the children have left the bus. B. Change lanes, drive slowly, and pass the bus cautiously. C. Come to a complete stop until the red lights stop flashing and the stop arm is withdrawn. The correct answer: C. Come to a complete stop until the red lights stop flashing and the stop arm is withdrawn. Explanation.
When you encounter a school bus that is stopped on the road ahead with its lights flashing and its stop arm extended, you are required by law to take the following actions. Come to a complete stop. As soon as you see the school bus with its lights flashing and stop arm extended, you must come to a full stop. This applies to both lanes of traffic, regardless of the direction you are traveling in. Wait for lights to stop flashing and stop arm to be withdrawn, you must remain stopped until the school bus turns off its flashing lights and withdraws the stop arm. This indicates that all students have safely boarded or disembarked from the bus, and it is safe to proceed. Exercise extreme caution. Even after the school bus starts moving again, you must continue to exercise caution. Children might be crossing the road in front of or behind the bus, and they may not always be immediately visible to you.
Ensure no children are crossing. Before proceeding, you must ensure that there are no children crossing the road ahead of you. This involves visually checking for any pedestrians, especially children, who might be in the vicinity of the school bus. These safety measures are in place to protect the lives of children who are getting on or off the school bus. Children are often unpredictable and may not always follow traffic rules, so it is crucial to be patient and vigilant during this process. Failing to stop for a school bus with flashing lights and an extended stop arm is not only illegal but also poses a significant risk to the safety of children and other road users. It is essential to adhere to these rules to create a safe environment for everyone on the road, especially around school buses. Question 22. If you drive more slowly than the flow of traffic, you will most likely A. Interfere with traffic and receive a ticket. B. Improve traffic flow. C. Demonstrate defensive driving techniques. The correct answer: A. Interfere with traffic and receive a ticket. Explanation. It's crucial to drive at an appropriate speed based on traffic conditions. Driving slowly in heavy traffic or bad weather. When you encounter heavy traffic or adverse weather conditions that make driving more challenging, it is essential to adjust your driving speed accordingly. Avoid blocking traffic. While driving slowly in heavy traffic or bad weather is advisable, it is essential not to obstruct the normal flow of traffic. Matching the speed of traffic. In most situations, you should try to match the speed of the surrounding traffic. This helps maintain a smooth flow and prevents disruptions that can lead to accidents. Exceeding the legal speed limit. You should never drive at a speed that exceeds the legal speed limit, even if the traffic around you is moving faster. In summary, it's crucial to be flexible with your driving speed based on the prevailing traffic conditions and weather. Adjusting your speed to accommodate heavy traffic or adverse weather is a safe and responsible approach. However, ensure that you do not create hazards or block the movement of other drivers. Always adhere to the legal speed limit and match the speed of traffic, as long as it does not exceed the posted speed limit. Question 23.
If you encounter an aggressive driver, you should
A. Challenge them. B. Get out of their way. C. Speed up. The correct answer: B. Get out of their way. Explanation. Encountering an aggressive driver can be a stressful and potentially dangerous situation on the road. To ensure your safety and the safety of others, it is best to follow these two important guidelines. Get out of their way. When you encounter an aggressive driver, the safest course of action is to get out of their way. Slow down, change lanes, or allow them to pass you if it is safe to do so. By creating distance between yourself and the aggressive driver, you reduce the risk of being involved in a road rage incident or a collision. Avoid competing with other drivers. Engaging in competitive or aggressive behavior with other drivers can escalate tensions and increase the likelihood of accidents. Never try to win or challenge aggressive drivers on the road. Instead, focus on driving defensively, staying calm, and prioritizing your safety and the safety of others.
By following these guidelines, you can help prevent potential road rage situations and maintain a safe driving environment for everyone. Remember, defensive driving and staying composed are essential to handling encounters with aggressive drivers on the road. Your main goal should always be to protect yourself and others, rather than engaging in confrontations with aggressive individuals.
Question 24. You are driving in the far right lane of a 4-lane freeway and notice thick broken white lines on the left side of your lane. You are driving in A. the carpool lane and must merge into the next lane. B. a special lane for slow-moving vehicles. C. an exit lane. The correct answer: C. an exit lane. Explanation. The freeway lanes that are about to end provides guidance for drivers. Lane ending markings. When a freeway lane is coming to an end, it is typically indicated by large broken lines painted on the pavement. These broken lines serve as a warning to drivers that the lane they are currently driving in will no longer be available for travel. Be prepared to exit or merge. If you find yourself driving in a lane marked with these broken lines, you should be prepared for one of two scenarios. Prepare to exit the freeway. In some cases, the lane might lead to an exit ramp or off-ramp, which means you will need to leave the freeway. Be attentive to signs and follow the appropriate exit procedures. Prepare for the lane to end. In other instances, the lane may simply come to an end without an exit option. In this situation, you must merge safely into an adjacent lane that continues ahead.
Exercise caution and awareness. When approaching an area with lane-ending markings, it's crucial to exercise caution and remain aware of other drivers. Some drivers might be unaware of the lane ending or may be slow to react, potentially causing unsafe conditions. Stay focused and be prepared to adjust your driving to ensure a smooth transition when the lane ends. Understanding these lane-ending markings and being ready to exit the freeway or merge into a continuing lane helps ensure the safety and efficiency of traffic flow on the freeway.
Question 25. You may cross a double yellow line to pass another vehicle if the yellow line next to A. The other side of the road is a solid line. B. Your side of the road is a broken line. C. The other side of the road is a broken line. The correct answer: B. Your side of the road is a broken line. Explanation: the double yellow lines in the center of the road are a common road marking used to regulate traffic flow and indicate certain restrictions on passing other vehicles. There are two types of double yellow lines. Solid double yellow lines. These consist of two continuous, unbroken yellow lines running parallel to each other in the center of the road. When you encounter solid double yellow lines, it means that passing is not allowed in either direction. Drivers are not permitted to cross these lines to overtake or pass other vehicles, except in specific situations like turning left into a driveway or an intersecting road. Broken and solid double yellow lines. This type of marking features a combination of broken yellow lines and solid yellow lines. When you encounter a broken and solid double yellow line, it means the following. If the broken line is on your side, the side you are driving on, you are allowed to pass slower moving vehicles in front of you if it is safe to do so. However, you must still exercise caution and follow all other traffic rules while passing. If the solid line is on your side, passing is prohibited. You cannot overtake other vehicles, and you must stay in your lane until the lines change to allow passing or until you reach a safe passing zone. Question 26. When driving on a multi-lane street with two-way traffic. A. Drive alongside other vehicles so the drivers can see you. B. You should drive ahead of or behind the other vehicles. C. It is safest to drive in the lane next to the center line. The correct answer: B. You should drive ahead of or behind the other vehicles. Explanation: absolutely. Driving directly alongside another vehicle can be risky because it reduces your ability to maneuver and increases the chances of a collision. To avoid potential accidents, it's best to position your vehicle either ahead of or behind other vehicles in adjacent lanes instead of driving alongside them. Here's why. Limited space. When driving alongside another vehicle, you have less space to react to sudden movements or emergencies. If the other driver unexpectedly changes lanes, merges too closely, or makes an unpredictable move, you might not have enough room to avoid a collision. Blind spots. Vehicles have blind spots, which are areas around the vehicle that the driver cannot see using mirrors. When you're driving alongside another vehicle, you could be in their blind spot, making it more likely for them to unintentionally crowd your lane or change lanes without noticing your presence.
Reduced escape routes. If a hazard appears on the road or a dangerous situation arises, you have limited escape routes when you're driving directly next to another vehicle. Having space ahead or behind the vehicle allows you more options to react and avoid potential dangers.
To drive safely and minimize the risks, follow these tips.
Leave ample space. Maintain a safe following distance from the vehicle in front of you. This provides you with enough reaction time and space to brake or maneuver if needed. Pass with care. If you need to overtake another vehicle, do so efficiently and quickly. Signal your intention, check your mirrors and blind spots, and pass in a controlled manner, avoiding lingering next to the other vehicle. Avoid impairment. Make sure you are alert and free from distractions or impairments that could hinder your ability to react to sudden changes in traffic situations. Be predictable. Signal your lane changes and movements well in advance so that other drivers are aware of your intentions.
Question 27. This road sign means: A. Intersection ahead. B. Steep grade ahead. C. Winding road. The correct answer: B. Steep grade ahead. Explanation. A steep hill ahead serves as a warning to drivers about upcoming challenging terrain. To navigate this road safely and effectively, follow these guidelines. Slow down. As you approach the steep hill, reduce your speed to a safe level. Slowing down will give you more time to react to any potential hazards and help maintain control over your vehicle. Be ready to shift to a lower gear. Depending on the gradient of the hill and your vehicle's capabilities, you may need to downshift to a lower gear. Downshifting helps you gain more engine braking power. Protect your brakes. Using brakes excessively while descending a steep hill can lead to overheating and brake failure. Instead of solely relying on your brakes, downshifting to a lower gear will share the load and protect your brakes from damage. Maintain a safe following distance. Keep a safe distance from the vehicle in front of you, especially when going downhill. In case the vehicle ahead slows down suddenly or experiences brake issues, you'll have enough space to react safely. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. Maintain proper control of your vehicle by keeping both hands on the steering wheel. This ensures you can make precise adjustments and respond quickly if needed. Stay alert, pay close attention to the road ahead, looking for any potential obstacles or changes in the terrain. By following these recommendations, you can safely navigate the steep hill, control your vehicle's speed, and protect your brakes from unnecessary strain or damage. Question 28. Which of these statements is true about drinking alcohol and driving? A. If you can walk in a straight line after drinking, it is safe to drive. B. If you are under the legal blood alcohol concentration limit, your driving isn't impaired. C. Alcohol affects judgment, which is needed to drive safely. The correct answer: C. Alcohol affects judgment, which is needed to drive safely. Explanation. Being under the influence of alcohol impairs your judgment, which is the ability to make sound decisions and assess situations accurately. When you're on the road, having good judgment is crucial to respond appropriately to various things you encounter, such as other vehicles, road conditions, pedestrians, and unexpected events. Alcohol affects your central nervous system, leading to a decrease in cognitive function, coordination, and reaction times. Even if you are below the legal blood alcohol limit, consuming any amount of alcohol can still impact your ability to drive safely. When driving, you need to be alert and able to process information quickly, make split-second decisions, and react promptly to potential hazards. Alcohol interferes with these essential skills, making it more difficult for you to stay focused, maintain proper lane position, gauge distances accurately, and respond appropriately to traffic signals and signs.
It's important to understand that impairment can happen even after just one drink, and everyone's tolerance to alcohol varies. The safest approach is to avoid drinking any amount of alcohol before driving. Always designate a sober driver, use public transportation, or rely on ride-sharing services if you have been drinking. This responsible choice can save lives and prevent accidents on the road.
Question 29. Vehicles stopped behind a school bus with its red lights flashing must remain stopped until A. All students are off the bus. B. The stop arm is retracted. C. The stop arm is retracted and the bus resumes motion. The correct answer: C. The stop arm is retracted and the bus resumes motion. Explanation.
When a school bus is flashing its red lights and has its stop arm extended, it indicates that children are either getting on or off the bus. To ensure the safety of these children, motorists are legally required to come to a complete stop until the following conditions are met. Red lights off, motorists must wait until the school bus turns off its flashing red lights. These lights serve as a warning to other drivers that the bus is making a stop and that children may be crossing the road.
Stop arm withdrawn. The stop arm of the school bus is an extended arm with a stop sign on it. Motorists must wait until the stop arm is completely withdrawn back to its original position alongside the bus. This action indicates that it is safe for other vehicles to proceed. Bus begins moving again. Only after the red lights are off, and the stop arm is withdrawn, should motorists proceed with caution. They can continue driving once the school bus starts moving again and no longer poses a potential danger to children crossing the road. It is essential to strictly adhere to these rules to ensure the safety of schoolchildren and avoid accidents. Ignoring a school bus stop sign can result in severe penalties, fines, and in some cases, the suspension of driving privileges. Always exercise caution when driving near school buses and be prepared to stop when you see their red lights flashing and stop arm extended. Your attention and adherence to these safety measures can help prevent tragic incidents and protect the lives of young pedestrians. Question 30.
This sign means
A. A left turn can be made only after stopping. B. All traffic must turn right at the next intersection. C. No left turn can be made here. The correct answer: C. No left turn can be made here. Explanation. Signs with a red circle and diagonal line over a black symbol are called prohibition signs. These signs are used to convey that a specific action or behavior represented by the symbol is not allowed or prohibited in that area. In the context you mention, the sign with a red circle and a diagonal line over a black symbol indicates that the action of making a left turn is not allowed or prohibited at that particular location or intersection. In other words, when you see this sign posted at an intersection, it means that drivers are not permitted to make left turns at that specific point. This restriction may be in place due to safety concerns, heavy traffic, or other reasons that make left turns potentially hazardous or disruptive to the flow of traffic. As a driver, it is crucial to obey these prohibition signs to ensure safety on the road and avoid potential accidents or violations. If a left turn is necessary, you should look for alternative routes or designated locations where left turns are allowed, as indicated by traffic signs or signals. Question 31. You see a flashing yellow traffic signal at an upcoming intersection. The flashing yellow light means A. Stop before entering the intersection, as long as you can do so safely. B. Stop. Yield to all cross traffic before crossing the intersection. C. Slow down and cross the intersection carefully. The correct answer: C. Slow down and cross the intersection carefully. Explanation.
a flashing yellow traffic signal light is a warning to drivers that they should proceed with caution when approaching an intersection. Unlike a steady yellow light, which indicates that the signal is about to change to red, a flashing yellow light serves as a cautionary signal rather than a command to stop.
When you encounter a flashing yellow light at an intersection, you should take the following actions.
Slow down, reduce your speed when approaching the intersection. The flashing yellow light advises you to be prepared to stop if necessary, especially if there is cross traffic or pedestrians in the intersection. Be alert, stay focused and attentive to your surroundings. Keep an eye on the movements of other vehicles, pedestrians, and cyclists in and around the intersection. Yield to others. You must yield the right of way to any pedestrians, bicyclists, or vehicles already in the intersection. They have the right to proceed first, and you should wait until it is safe and clear to continue. Exercise caution. Even though you can proceed through the intersection with a flashing yellow light, exercise caution and be prepared to stop if the situation demands it. It's essential to ensure that no one is coming from unexpected directions or ignoring their traffic signals. Remember, the flashing yellow light is a signal to approach the intersection with caution and yield when necessary. It's crucial to drive defensively, be aware of your surroundings, and always prioritize the safety of yourself and others on the road.
Question 32. You may drive a motor vehicle in a bike lane. A. If you drive more slowly than 15 miles per hour. B. No more than 200 feet before making a right turn. C. Whenever bicyclists are not present. The correct answer: B. No more than 200 feet before making a right turn. Explanation.
When you are making a right turn as a motorist, there are specific rules you need to follow concerning the use of the bicycle lane. The rules can be summarized as follows.
Right turn into bicycle lane. When you are about to make a right turn, you are allowed to enter the bicycle lane, but only within a certain distance from the corner or driveway. In this case, you may enter the bicycle lane no more than 200 feet before reaching the intersection or driveway where you intend to make your right turn. No entering bicycle lane at other times. Drivers of motor vehicles should not enter the bicycle lane at any other time except when they are within 200 feet of a right turn. It is essential to respect the bicycle lane as a designated space for bicycles and not use it for general driving or overtaking other vehicles. Yield to bicyclists. When you enter the bicycle lane to prepare for a right turn, you must yield to any bicyclists who are already using the lane. They have the right of way in the bicycle lane, and you should wait for them to pass safely before making your turn. These rules are designed to ensure the safety of both motorists and cyclists. By limiting the use of the bicycle lane to a short distance before a right turn and yielding to cyclists, we can reduce the risk of accidents and conflicts between different road users. Always be cautious and attentive when sharing the road with bicyclists, and make sure to follow the traffic rules and regulations to promote a safe and harmonious flow of traffic. Question 33. If you are convicted of driving with an excessive blood alcohol concentration, BAC, you may be sentenced to serve A. Up to 6 months in jail. B. Up to 12 months in jail. C. No jail time, but you must pay a fine of $500. The correct answer: A. Up to 6 months in jail. Explanation: if you are found guilty of driving under the influence, DUI, for the first time and your blood alcohol concentration, BAC, level is excessively high, there are certain legal consequences you could face. Here's a clear explanation of what those consequences entail. Jail sentence: you could be ordered to spend a maximum of 6 months in jail. This means that you may be required to stay in a correctional facility for a period of time determined by the court, which could be up to half a year. Fines: as part of your punishment, you may have to pay a fine. The fine amount would fall between $390 and $1,000. This financial penalty is a monetary consequence of your actions. Vehicle impoundment: your vehicle, the one you were driving under the influence, might be impounded. Impoundment means that your vehicle will be taken and held by the authorities for a specific period. This is done as a measure to prevent you from using the vehicle while facing legal consequences. Storage fees: while your vehicle is impounded, you will likely need to pay storage fees. These are charges for keeping your vehicle in impound until it is released. These fees can accumulate over time and can add to the overall financial burden of your DUI case. In summary, if you are convicted of DUI for the first time and your BAC level is excessively high, you could face a combination of penalties including potential jail time, fines, impoundment of your vehicle, and the obligation to pay storage fees. It's important to note that the specific penalties can vary depending on the jurisdiction and the exact details of your case. It's always advisable to consult with a legal professional if you are facing DUI charges to understand the potential consequences and your legal options. Question 34. You may not park your vehicle. A. On the side of the freeway in an emergency. B. Next to a red painted curb. C. Within 100 feet of an elementary school. The correct answer: B. Next to a red painted curb. Explanation: you are not allowed to stop, stand, or park your vehicle alongside a curb that has been painted red. This is a general rule that applies to most vehicles. The red paint indicates a restricted area where parking is prohibited. However, there is an exception for buses. Buses are permitted to stop in a red curb zone if it has been specifically marked for buses. This means that while regular vehicles must avoid parking next to a red curb, buses are allowed to briefly stop in such an area if it has been designated as a bus stop. In summary, the rule is that you cannot park next to a red painted curb, but buses can stop in a red curb zone that is intended for them. This helps ensure efficient public transportation and traffic flow while maintaining parking regulations. Question 35.
If you have trouble seeing other vehicles because of dust or smoke blowing across the roadway, you should drive more slowly and turn on your
A. Emergency flashers. B. Parking lights. C. Headlights. The correct answer: C. Headlights. Explanation: whenever the conditions on the road are such that you cannot clearly see other vehicles around you, you are required to turn on your vehicle's headlights. This is important because when visibility is reduced, it's not only difficult for you to see other vehicles, but it's also possible that other drivers may have difficulty seeing you. Turning on your headlights in these situations increases your visibility to other drivers. It helps them notice your presence on the road and reduces the chances of accidents caused by poor visibility. Essentially, using your headlights when your view is compromised is a safety measure that ensures you and other drivers can navigate the road more safely and avoid potential collisions. Question 36. This yellow sign means: A. Controlled railroad ahead. B. Be prepared to stop if the light is flashing. C. There is a traffic signal ahead. The correct answer: C. There is a traffic signal ahead. Explanation: when you come across a yellow sign that displays an image of a traffic signal, It serves as a warning that there is a traffic signal ahead on the road. This sign is letting you know in advance that you will encounter a traffic signal, like a red, yellow, and green signal, further down the road. It's important to be ready to react to this upcoming traffic signal. This means you should be attentive and prepared to adjust your driving speed and behavior according to the changing signals. For instance, you might need to slow down or stop as you approach the signal if it turns red. Being aware of the sign and mentally prepared to respond to the upcoming traffic signal helps you drive safely and smoothly, ensuring that you can navigate the intersection or road where the signal is located without any surprises.